So, welcome back to another segment of Burnt Coverage, Week 3. I am your host, Joel.
I'm Curtis.
And we are your go-to gurus for daily and weekly fantasy advice. Right now, we're going to cover some running backs for Week 3.
So the purpose of our show usually is to find the value guys in DraftKings, FanDuel, etc., the cheaper price guys that we think are going to do really well. But this week offers a really good opportunity to play higher-end running backs. And as in higher-end running backs, Joel's going to talk to you in a minute about one of them. I want to focus on 3 other high-end running backs with just awesome potential this week. AP versus San Diego. San Diego just gave up a lot of yards to Giovanni Bernard. I also like Le'Veon Bell this week, coming back healthy, ready to prove something against a suspect St. Louis Rams defensive line. I know we've heard a lot about them, but they just got overrun by rookie Matt Jones from the Redskins last week. And Bell also gets catches, and the Steelers' offense is a juggernaut. D'Angelo Williams has been the top running back in fantasy so far this year. Now we have a much more elite running back stepping in his place in Le'Veon Bell. So definitely worth the money. And then Marshawn Lynch. There's a little bit of a calf issue thing. It seems like it might just be a rest. Pay attention to that. But otherwise, playing a Chicago defense that is just completely ripped of all morale right now. They've lost Cutler and probably Alshon Jeffrey. They're going to be behind in this game. Look for Lynch to do a lot of ground and pound, getting Seattle their first win, back playing with the 12s again, or in Seattle. So I expect Marshawn Lynch to have a very big game. So all 3 of those guys, in other segments, and I will mention some cheap running backs. But in other segments, we talk about the cheap plays, so you can play the expensive plays. I think these are very safe, high floor running backs that you could play this week, and it could serve you very well.
I wish I could disagree with you on something there, but no, I can't. I'm on.
Yeah, and I benefited from D'Angelo Williams in my league of note. And he has lost some weight, but he is in no way, shape, or form as good as Le'Veon Bell, at least at this stage in his career.
But he's been a beast the first 2 weeks, and I just think that says more about the offensive line in Pittsburgh than it does D'Angelo Williams.
But yeah, so a lot of great high-end plays this week, so yeah. I'm going to leave
Sometimes they're obvious for a reason. So continuing with the obvious trend, I am going to go with Jamaal Charles. He's going for 8,700 on FanDuel and 7,400 on DraftKings. The Chiefs are at Green Bay, Monday Night Football. All right, so KC's obviously a ball control offense. The only way this week that they're going to, in Lambeau Field, that they're going to keep Aaron Rodgers off the field and stay in this game is to keep giving the ball to a running back who is averaging 4.9 yards a carry and averaging 5 catches a game. With all of that, I just don't think that there's any other recipe for Kansas City to even be remotely close in this game. It's going to be a Jamaal Charles fest. I still think they get blown out, but obviously, if you watched a previous segment of this show, I have no confidence in Alex Smith as quarterback. So I think with Jamaal Charles, you've got the ingredients for one hell of a profitable week.
And you can probably guess who did have some confidence in Alex Smith. And I think you make a valid point. One of my I would have said also Jamaal Charles, and I love watching somebody in the Monday night game. But I like you said, I think they're going to be down, and yes. I think and some of those targets, if they're throwing and they're not running as much, will go to Jamaal Charles. So I don't think that affects his play, but it could in the amount of carries.
I just don't. I think even if they're down, and as much as Andy Reid loves to throw the ball, I still think they just give it to Jamaal Charles and just try to ground and pound their way to points.
Yeah, I think it would be the smart move at least. But
that's why they probably won't do it.
I know you love Andy Reid. Well, this is the week I go out on a limb and pick a bunch of Jaguars players for no reason. No, actually, I have a reason. The fact that the Jaguars are playing the Patriots this week is a little intimidating. Of course, the Patriots are probably the best team in the NFL. High-scoring offense. That means other teams' offenses have performed well. Look at the Steelers and the Bills as examples, put up a lot of yards. I think the Jaguars are going to do the same thing. You might hesitate to play TJ Yeldon, though, thinking they're going to be coming from behind the Jaguars, and I think that will be the case. However, TJ Yeldon has no one else to back him up. Denard Robinson's out. Toby Gerhart is more than likely not playing, and if he is playing, he's been ineffective, and it probably will continue. TJ Yeldon's been a workhorse. He got 25 carries last week. It would be smart of the Jaguars to try to run the ball early and keep the ball out of Tom Brady's hands. Who knows what he's going to do with the ball in his hands, folks, am I right? But I do like TJ Yeldon. He's a rookie with a lot of promise. If the Jaguars are also coming back in the game, throw a ball, get like a pass interference in the end zone, TJ Yeldon's going to be the guy that pushes it through. I definitely think he has a chance to score this week. And if they give him the ball enough and play a close enough game, he could break the 100-yard mark this week. He's only 4,400 in DraftKings. There aren't a lot of guys who are going to get 20 carries or potentially 20 carries in that range. 6,600 in FanDuel. I really like TJ Yeldon this week.
Is there any truth to the rumor that Toby Gerhart is suffering from a bruised ego? Is that his only injury?
I think if you've been doing this for a while, or at least last year, you or someone you know picked Toby Gerhart in their draft.
I don't know if anyone in this room did.
Yeah.
Oh,
man.
We'll fix that in post.
Yeah, no, I'll take it on this channel. I have rostered Toby Gerhart in my life. I have a lot of things I'm not proud of.
And only a few of them are fantasy football related.
Quite a few, though. You'd be surprised. Oh, maybe not. You're watching this.
Shame, good sir. All right, so I'm going to move on to... So I went high end with Jamaal Charles, my first running back, but the reason that I'm going to do that is because I'm going to go on the lower end for my second running back, and that is LeGarrette Blount, New England Patriots. You're going to watch all these segments this week for burn coverage. I think you'll see that I'm very high on the Pats this week, which is not a regular occurrence for me. But, all right, so yes, the Patriots backfield is always a dangerous proposition when you're gambling like this. Especially when I'm recommending a back who had 2 carries for 4 yards last week. But that was Blount's first game back from suspension. And the one thing we do know about Bill Belichick, other than he is a cheater, is that he game plans very specifically. His running back of choice is very game plan specific. And last week was a very big Dion Lewis game. They came out throwing from the get-go, and they just threw all day long. Dion Lewis playing the old Shane Vereen role. Thank you very much. Now with the New York Giants, he's the pass catching back. But I think this week against Jacksonville, I think they're going to be up early. I don't think LeGarrette Blount will have any effect in that. I think Brady will be throwing very often. But then I think it will be Brady threw the ball 59 times last week. I don't think he throws half as many attempts this week. So I think from the second quarter on, it's going to be all LeGarrette Blount. They get the Jacksonville Jaguars, as I said. What else?
Yeah, I have a few ideas about Blount. And we've seen Blount be very successful in this league.
We have,
and it's nothing against Blount, but. The Bill Belichick roller coaster on running backs, it's just hard for me to get up on. It's almost as if you try to guess the game plan that'll happen and he'll do the complete opposite. I don't even think Dion Lewis was on the radar as somebody that they would give the ball to that much in the preseason.
No, but it was Jonas Gray, who's no longer part of the team, and I think in years past it's always been a 3 or even 4-headed monster in the Patriots backfield, whereas this year I think it's only 2 backs.
Well,
so I think it's much easier to guess.
They still have James White, who's like all hype team,
Yeah.
and Brandon Bolden, who has off-field issues.
Yeah.
They still have people that...
Yes, they have other running backs on their roster, but I don't think that any of them see any game time.
And their quarterback was pushing 500 yards passing last week. I mean,
Yes.
would you take the ball out of a Hall of Famer's hands?
Well,
to
do
give it to-
you want Tom Brady to throw it 60 times a game? No, you don't, because it's week 3 of the season. You want to save Tom Brady. Tom Brady is not a spring chicken. And if you can run the ball, if you can throw the ball 28 times in week 3 against the Jacksonville Jaguars and let LeGarrette Blount take some lumps and bruises, then that's what you do.
I'm getting a real FU vibe from the Belichick-Brady camp, though. I think they're going for all the records this year.
Well, yes, I absolutely agree with that, but I also think that they'll be up by 3 or 4 scores by the end of the first quarter.
That's fair, and he is cheap, so you could do worse.
Yeah, $4,000 on DraftKings, $5,900 on FanDuel.
All right, well, thanks for joining us for our running back segment. I'm Curtis.
And I'm Joel.
And make sure you check out our other segments. Check us out at Burnt_coverage on Twitter and also our Facebook page. And we will see you soon.